Dorsey's Music World. They're singing in history and musical literacy. Mr. Dorsey's Music World. We're living the dream starts here.
Hi, and welcome to Mr. Dorsey's Music World 3rd grade music literacy lesson number 3. Welcome back to all my Seymour students and my new students on WCNY and YouTube. What are we going to do today? Let's find out. Our learning goal is broken down into 4 steps. Our big idea is performing. Our process, the steps to get to your goal, is analyze and interpret. Look carefully at something, figure out what it does, then what do you do with it? Our objective is I can read and understand whole notes and whole rests. And our method, how we're going to do it, is performing, listening, and reading notation. At the end of this lesson, we're going to assess or grade ourselves on how we did. There are 3 questions I want you to think about as we go through this lesson. Number 1, can I perform the rhythms correctly? Number 2, can I identify the rhythm symbols? And number 3, can I explain what the rhythm symbols do? To help us understand whole notes, we'll get to whole rests later, we're going to learn a song called Good News, which is an old African American spiritual. I'm going to sing it first, you just listen. A good news, chariots a comin', good news. Chariots a comin', good news. Chariots a comin', and I don't want it to leave me behind. Now that's the refrain to Good News. That's the part that repeats several times. There are many verses, but right now we're just going to use that to help us with the whole notes. Okay, echo after me. A good news. Chariots a comin', good news. Chariots a comin', good news. Chariots a comin', and I don't want it to leave me behind. Okay, let's try it together. 1, 2, ready and sing. Good news. Chariots a comin', good news. Chariots a comin', good news. Chariots a comin', and I don't want it to leave me behind. One more time. Good news. Chariots a comin', good news. Chariots a comin', good news. Chariots a comin', and I don't want it to leave me behind. Okay, onward to our next step, right? Now we're going to tap the rhythm to what we were singing, to the melody, all right? And any long sounds, we just do this. You'll see why in a second, if you didn't already know. All right, 1, 2, ready and sing. Good news. Chariots a comin', good news. Chariots a comin', good news. Chariots a comin', and I don't want it to leave me behind. Okay, so now we're going to change it up. We're going to tap the rhythm this time while we sing it, so we can, all right? 1, 2, 3. Good news. Chariots a comin', good news. Chariots a comin', good news. Chariots a comin', and I don't want it to leave me behind. Okay, what did you notice about the words news and then the second syllable in hind? News. How many beats was that sound? News. That was 4 beats long. Do we know yet what 4 beats looks like in notation? Not yet, but we're going to find out soon. Now I'm going to teach you 4 rhythms that have the whole note in it, and maybe a whole rest, as we'll see in a second. All right? So listen and echo after me. Ta, 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 ti, ta, ta. Ta, 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 ti, ta, ta. Ta, ti, ta, ti, ta, ti, ta, ta. Ta, ti, ta, ti, ta, ti, ta, ta. Ta, ta, ti, ta, ta, ta. Ta, ta, ti, ta, ta, ta. 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 Okay, so that last one, right? I went ta. And I was silent for 4 beats. That's what we're going to learn about with the whole rest. Now that we know what it sounds like, the whole note and the whole rest sound like, let's see what it looks like. But before we do that, let's take a look at some prior knowledge. If you're a student in the Syracuse City School District, you will receive a reference sheet that has this information and more for you to look at or reference as we go through this. If you're not a student in the Syracuse City School District, if you go to my website, mrdorseymusic.weebly.com, I will have this information up for you. Now let's take a look at what the whole note looks like. It has a note head, but no stem. So that's probably good, because if it had a stem, it would kind of look similar to the half note, wouldn't it? So there's lots of history we can go into about why there's not a stem on this and a stem on other notes. Let's just say for right now, when you see a note head that's not filled in and has no stem, that's a whole note. It is one sound that lasts 4 beats long. Now let's take a look at the whole rest. That kind of looks familiar. Yeah, it's like the half rest, only it's upside down. That's weird. Again, we've been using this notation system for a long time, and you know, I don't know, if it was me, I'd probably come up with a different shape for the whole rest so it would look a little different from the half rest, but this is what we have to do. So when you see a rest like that in a measure that has 4 beats and there's nothing else there, that's a whole rest. Now let's take a look at the 4 patterns we learned earlier. I'm going to say each one and you echo it after me. While I say it, you look at the pattern, and then obviously when you're saying the pattern back to me, look at the pattern so we can make that sight and sound connection. All right, here's number 1. Ta, 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 ti, ta, ta. Ta, 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 ti, ta, ta. Now here's number 2. Ta, ti, ta, ti, ta, ti, ta, ta. Ta, ti, ta, ti, ta, ti, ta, ta. Now here's number 3. Ta, ta, ti, ta, ta, ta. Ta, ta, ti, ta, ta, ta. Now here's number 4. We're going to only do this one once. Ta. Go. Okay, let's try each one together now. Here's number 1. 1, 2, ready and go. Ta, 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 ti, ta, ta. Now here's number 2. 1, 2, ready and go. Ta, ti, ta, ti, ta, ti, ta, ta. Now let's try number 3. 1, 2, ready and go. Ta, ta, ti, ta, ta, ta. And let's try number 4. 1, 2, ready and go. Ta. Now let's go back to our learning goal. Our big idea was performing. Our process was analyze and interpret. Our objective was I can read and understand whole notes and whole rest. And our method was performing, listening, and reading notation. So now let's assess or grade ourselves on how we did. I told you about 3 questions you had to think about while we went through this lesson. Can I perform the rhythms correctly? Can I identify the rhythm symbols? Can I explain what the rhythm symbols do? If you answered yes to all 3 questions and can teach someone else, you're an expert. You're ready for the next challenge. If you said yes to all 3 questions, you're a practitioner. Your next step, see if you can learn how to teach someone how to do this. If you answered yes to 1 or 2 questions, you're an apprentice. Pick one question you answered no to and work on that. Finally, if you're just starting to learn this, like we all are at some point, you're a novice. Ask your teacher for more information. That's it, everybody. Thank you for being here. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you had fun. This is the last of our review lessons. Next time, we're into brand new stuff in 3rd grade. Until then, see you soon.
Mr. Dorsey's Music World. We're singing in history and musical literacy. Mr. Dorsey's Music World. We're living the dream starts here.